Hi, this is day 3 of the Art of Life Journal, and I'm Leah Kraft-Kristaine. Today's topic is on being contrary. A lot of people have followed the footsteps of their parents, or they have followed the recommendations of what their elders thought they should do with their lives. And consequently, years later, those same people who let themselves be led and pushed into arenas they had no interest in sometimes leave those arenas, or they get sick and then they leave those arenas. I'm asking you to think about times in your life when you've gone against the grain, when you knew what was right for you, and you did it despite what friends, what counselors had to say, what teachers might have said. I want you to think about times when you have gone against the system, against what others thought was good for you, because you thought you knew what was good for you. I believe you do know what is good for you. I believe that there are 2 levels of ourselves. One is the more superficial level, the ego level, that wants certain things, that goes in certain directions, that wants to acquire things and buy things. And then there's a part of us that is a deeper self, a wisdom self, that knows what truly is going to be good for our nature, for our advancement, for our true growth and development over the longer haul. And it might be that we're with a particular task or a particular job for a shorter period of time. It really doesn't matter. What I'm asking you to do right now is to write down times in your life when you had the courage to follow through with what was good for you and right for you. Certainly when I left the practice of law, and I know for myself that if I had stayed with doing what I was doing, I would have been one of the most unhappy people on the planet. And so I followed through with what I needed to do, despite the fact that there was no apparent safety net of any kind. And yet, life worked out. Life did what I wanted it to do. I left the practice of law to write books and to speak. And I ended up speaking all over the world. And I ended up being on the Oprah Winfrey Show and other television shows and radio shows by the hundreds, because I listened to that solid, calm, quiet wisdom voice within me. And I know that you have that within you, and I am welcoming you to listen to that now by recounting those things in the past when you have acted in a way that was contrary to what others expected of you or wanted for you or pushed you into doing, and think about where you want to go next and what you want to do next, whether it's travel, whether it's a job, whether it's a relationship. It's your inner yearning. Just make sure that you're listening to the deepest, wisest voice within you, and not to that superficial ego voice that often guides us too many times. There's a difference, and I do believe that you can decipher which one it is. Robert Louis Stevenson said, "To know what you prefer, instead of humbly saying amen to what the world tells you that you ought to prefer, is to keep your soul alive." And that's what I want for you, to keep your soul alive. I'll see you tomorrow. This is Leah Kraft-Kristaine with the Art of Life Journal, Day 3.